Hello there, everyone. And we had a topic to look at that was talking about the situation where we have a highly skilled talent pool that is aging just a little bit, and how are we going to replenish that and bring some new people into this industry. And we have a very diverse table. We have a diverse table in terms of age, in terms of gender, geography, and indeed in terms of profession and skills. And a few technical people at our table. So what we also did, and we should do, we took a look at the fundamentals. And what we actually found out on this topic was that the fundamentals were actually fundamentally flawed. And whether we like it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the key issue in this industry, while we're not able to attract enough new people into it, is that we're just not sexy enough. It's tough. That's what they were saying. What can I say? I'm the messenger. I'm only telling you what they said. And how do we find that out? It's not sexy enough even from a very, very small age. Look at children right now. Their attention span is shot. What do they want? They want something fast. They want it quick. They wanted one key word. They wanted exciting. And this industry, whether we like it or not, apart from you and I, it's not exciting enough out there. It's not appealing enough to the young people that are just desperately lining up at every school fair saying, I want to be an engineer. They're not. So we have to do something about that. But never mind, the key thing we discovered too is we've got plenty of solutions and we're going to share them with you. It starts, as many of our people have said today too, it starts with education. And we're not talking just at elementary level, we're actually talking at preschool level. And we're very encouraged that there is a preschool group now in this region called the Young Engineer, or the Little Engineer. And it is a preschool group that actually brings children in at that age. So instead of just mindlessly sort of singing songs and passing their times, which indeed is all good, they're in there and they're hammering and they're fixing, and some of them, even at a very young age, are actually winning prizes for some of their tremendous initiative. So it's actually happening out there. We need it in the secondary schools, we need it in the universities. We had a wonderful colleague at our table, he's left us now, but as he said, as an Emirati himself, that the realization here in the educational system is it's not inbuilt. It's not there that tells people soon enough and quick enough and gives them the guidance as to where they can go. And we're not just talking the educational system that needs to be revamped in the region here. It needs to be more empowered, and teachers need to be empowered. And we even said that energy, because it is the core of this industry and this region, needs to be part of the curriculum. It actually should be there as a subject. We're also looking at the fact that, yes, it's energy, but that energy is oil, it's gas, it's everything around us, it's renewables, it's Masdar, it's Irina, it's everything we have here, and we've got to bring it all into that one big umbrella, bring it into the E-zone. This is what it's about, and we own this space, and it's a very, very powerful place to be. We talked particularly about mentoring as well, and the great value in mentoring. We do have an aging population in this industry, whether we like it or not. We're all getting a little older every day out there. And people in one way don't really want to retire in this industry, and they shouldn't have to retire. We need their skills. But the danger at the moment in terms of their position as mentors in companies is they're too busy doing the day job to actually have time to mentor the people they so desperately want to help. So we need to actually revamp what we're doing within companies and make more structure and make more time and really transfer those skills. The CEO, we've found a whole new meaning for, should become the chief excitement officer within a company and should be in there every day instilling in all the younger people who come in. What an exciting industry this is. How wonderful it is. What great things can be achieved here. And another great E-word for you, how absolutely essential this industry is. Sometimes we forget about that. The lights don't go on if you and I are not working in this industry. So we really have to make people feel that they're very valued and that they're very part and parcel of it. The mentorship has to move into public-private partnerships. There has to be more entrepreneurial spirit, even within companies themselves. We also talked, and we thought this was a very good idea, to introduce a parallel of technical management. Because we have some wonderful engineers in the industry, and they get to a certain level and they go, I'm going to jump ship and I'm going to go into management because it pays better. That's probably the main reason sometimes. So we need to incentivize an awful lot of the young engineers in the industry and actually grow the skill and grow a second tier of management in this region that is technical management, and that actually people can feel incredibly proud to be reaching the heights of technical management and not have to go only one tier only, and to be able to go home to their families and say, this is what I do, and their children be very proud to perhaps look at that level of management and to go out there and to achieve the same. That we felt was incredibly important. The region needs to pay better. It needs to pay better, and it needs to put better incentives in there to actually have people doing better jobs here. We briefly looked at the human incentives and the human infrastructure in this region, and we did that in terms of the Emiratization in the region, and not just putting Emiratis in jobs, putting them in the right jobs. We also looked at the situation of women in this region, and there are 400 young trainees and young undergraduates right now at the Petroleum Institute. So basically, the statistics out there say more women are coming into the industry right now in this region than men. That's tremendous, but it also brings with it a need for adaptation and a little cultural change and accommodation. These are very powerful women. They will be incredibly powerful women. They will have great skills, but the industry has to also say, we welcome you, we want you here, and when you get married and when you have children, which is a very natural thing to do, all our mothers did it, but we want to be able to say to them, we will accommodate that, we'll give you time, and we will make sure that we can facilitate you to come back into this industry and not just leave it for a few years and then have to go and look elsewhere. Make sure we're more inclusive and bring the people back into the industry. Finally, our final point was really looking at this industry, the fact that it needs to rebrand. And we're seeing some companies do that already. We're seeing a lot of great work coming out of ADNOC in terms of the educational side. We see what they're doing in their secondary school. We know the attempts they have and the great efforts as part of the 2030 plan here, that there are identified students that are sent all over the world to learn from the absolute best people in the region. So the initiative, it's there and it's beginning to happen. But we need to see a lot more of it, and we need to see it very, very quickly. This has to just go in leaps and bounds. It can't be out there something as a little bit of an effort. The rebranding needs to be there too from the companies, and we're very encouraged to see the likes of Exxon and BP and Shell, Total, all of the big companies actually shifting their emphasis, shifting their position, their advertising in terms of actually looking more to the reality of this industry, saying that it's not about dirty oil, it's not about heavy gas. This indeed is the heartbeat of our very economy. It is the heartbeat of our world. And normal people, bright, intelligent, fun, interesting, media savvy, tech savvy, the internet generation, they should be part of it, and we have to make them very much a part of this. So also the awareness has to be out there, and also whether you like it or not, you've got to engage with the media. You might hate us, but we are the big messengers, and we can actually do an awful lot to bring a much stronger message about this industry out there to everybody. As I said, we looked at these fundamentals. We found they were technically flawed, but one of the things that we do realize is that there is great hope. Energy is the space that we own here. It's the space we occupy. It is indeed, as we call it, the E-zone. So we want you to reconnect with the E-zone. We need to see more engagement. We need to see a much higher level of expertise, of excellence, of education, and more important, we need to make this exciting. That's it.